Welcome to Salento with Love. I'm Davide Mengoli, and what a wonderful day we have. Blue sky meeting the yellow stone of the Pietra Leccese, and in the background an incredibly large scaffolding that is going up, maybe to refurbish a beautiful facade. Now, refurbish is the word and is the key to this video. About a year ago, I did a video talking about the process of refurbishing in Italy and some of the steps based on my experience that are built over 30 years of refurbishing properties. But also, many of you reach out to me and say, Davide, we would like to buy a property in Salento. We'd love to buy one of the properties that you show us, but then what about their refurbishment? What happens? Can you handle it? Well, one simple answer would be yes. And the question is how? Well, through this video, first of all, I would like to show you some of the projects that will unfold over the next few months, because so much has been happening here in Salento with Love, and so much will be happening in the future. I would also like to unfold in the next video exactly how we put together a project and how we make that possible and how we make it happening through a series of videos on one particular property that you will see at the end of this video. So make sure you stay to the end. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, well, we're a great opportunity to click that subscribe button and the little bell. Over the weeks or months, I've produced so many fewer videos, probably because it's a little bit too hot. Can you see the little patches appearing? Yes, we're at the end of August, we're still in the mid-30s, and it's time now to get ready for the fall. It's time to get ready for some amazing refurbishment projects. But how does it normally happen? I would say there are several ways that the process can be put together. Like I explained in my previous video about a year ago, a key feature is to get an architect. Normally the architect, if you're purchasing a property, would be suggested by the agency that is selling the property to you, and the process will unfold from there. Or you may be one of those people who love to purchase a property, loves to come over here and get their hands dirty. Now, if you are any of them two, fantastic. We'll assist you to get their property, get your dream property, and then you could follow wherever your steps are to get that completion happening. But what about Salento with Love services? How do they work? First of all, I'd like to say that my dad, aged 86, taught me something very interesting, and still now keeps repeating the same phrase, which I will say it in Italian first. It says, fatela con quelli meglio di te e non fa niente che gli devi fare le spese. What does it mean, really? Well, the meaning of that is very deep, or at least let's talk about and focusing on the refurbishment part of the subject. Meaning that if you mix up and if you bring to the table good quality contractors, experts in the trade, well, the process could be a lot smoother and completed within a period of time that allows you to enjoy the property and the building and the process. If you skip that and you are trying to save by doing it any other way, you are probably going to get to the cross line, but you're not going to be the one with a gold medal at the cross line. But that's another story. So how do we do it? Well, we've put together a team of contractors that we like to bring to the table. And these people are the best, they're specialists when it comes to the designing, when it comes to getting the prices and the quotations and the guarantees to deliver within the time frame that they actually agree with the client. But I think now it's time to go and have a look at some of the projects that will be handling it over the next few months, and then maybe you're going to be one of those following through all the way, all through the different stages and steps to see the final result of these beautiful properties here in Salento. But let me just add to that, the majority of the properties that we are going to be seeing over the next few minutes in this video. You have probably seen them in other videos, and let me just add to the most important element. All of those properties were purchased remotely, meaning that people purchase those properties without ever setting foot here. And we are actually creating a process that allows them to pick up that property totally finished, months later, totally remotely. Isn't that amazing? I think that's a sign of the time. So I think it's time to go and explore a few properties together. Let's go. So the first one that I would like to show you on this fantastic little lane here in the historic center, it's this corner property, but it's an interesting story about this property. Let's go through this gate. We got a wonderful courtyard here and a property here that somebody started, and can you imagine what this property is going to be like once it's finished? Does it scare you to see a property like this? Maybe, but you know what, for us, or for me, this is fantastic. And over the next few months you will see what a property like this is going to turn out. But what a wonderful thing, this particular property, the amount of light. We came through there, and look, we're going to come out and we've got another beautiful courtyard. Can you hear the sound? Can you hear the sounds? Yeah, they're refurbishing. Everywhere work it's happening at the moment in Italy. But this property doesn't end there, because it's got an interesting story. You'll probably find it in future videos. But in the same courtyard, mainly from the main road, but we're going to go through here, this is another property, much larger, vaulted ceiling completely, rather than a star, with another huge room here. Again, vaulted ceiling. Look at these beautiful arches and curves. And then a large bathroom in the background here. What are we going to do with this one? Well, I don't know, but let me take you to another one now. You've just seen two of one of the many properties that are going to be part of projects. And another building coming up. You may remember this property. It was featured on a full video on our YouTube channel, Palazzo Mengoli in Galatina. A wonderful example of architecture right here on the outskirts of the Centro Storico. Now, what a great opportunity to refurbish this property and bringing it back to the former glory and the beauty of what it was back in the days. And even more so, what an amazing opportunity for us to be involved in such a fantastic refurbishment project. And sometimes the refurbishment could be challenging. Imagine yourself finding a property that goes back 300-400 years. So many decisions to make. Now, making sure that all the elements are brought together to deliver the best possible options for clients that are remotely positioned, it's so important to us. Now, you may have seen this key before, and it's all about the key. But when you are confronted with so much beauty, three properties going back to the 15th century, an incredible refurbishment, respecting the old stone, respecting the environment around, it's so important, and making sure that all those planets are aligned for you while you are far away is also equally important to us. Should we go in and have a look? I still remember the first time that I walked inside this property. I remember details such as this, details such as the cast iron stairs going up, and then the beautiful plaster. Again, you are probably going to follow this channel all the way through, and maybe there will be a full series of videos showing every single refurbishment. Maybe too many, because I think so far already we've done a few this morning. So what a fantastic opportunity to be able to have almost a turnkey opportunity while you are remotely away. How do we do that? We'll talk about that in the next few videos. So let's go and have a look at another one. And you may remember this one. Work is well underway in turning this property into a beautiful little apartment, bringing back those historic elements that maybe have been lost over time, but also making it really luxurious. Do you remember Mark talking about what's going to happen with this place and having a little spa and a bathroom over there? And well, that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm kind of losing count of how many properties we've seen already since we started, but you may remember this one. Do you remember this one? There was a video about a year ago with an alfresco on the stairs and this beautiful facade. I wonder what's going to happen to this particular one here in the Centro Storico of Galatina. Now, we have talked about refurbishment. Can you imagine a property like this? Can you imagine what the roof terrace of a property like this may look like with this beautiful blue sky? Now, how long do you think it will take you to put together all the elements that can make this property an amazing or a dream property in your mind? How many flights it would take to come and meet with architects and designers and plumbers and electricians to see potentially something that will be close to your imagination. What about if I'll tell you that we could put together something that allows you to see this property finished? Now, do you remember this property? We may have to just refresh your memory just by showing you an amazing alfresco. Do you remember this? I'm still like, I remember the first time I saw this. Look, I kind of like even getting close to this. Even on the refurbishment process, we'll build a frame and a structure to protect this from anything potentially happening to it. This is 600 years worth of history here in this beautiful property in the historic center here of Galatina. Now, I would like to tell you a lot more about the process of refurbishment. I think it's better if I'll do it from the amazing light that comes through in these rooms upstairs. Now, this definitely brings back memories. Even the sound is different. The beautiful door looking into the alleys, and then the amazing high ceilings and the arches of this space and the stone wall. I think you remember everything I said in that video, to the point that I had so many people asking me about this property. Finally, this property was remotely sold to a fantastic couple who have allowed me to put together a whole process, and you're going to be at the receiving end of this full process. You're going to see each step of the way how this property is going to become an amazing property. Now, remember we were talking about refurbishment. So it would be great to understand exactly the process that we have put together. So in the next video, you will see exactly how the process of bringing all these elements together works to the delivery stages. And then hopefully in all the other videos that we'll be doing, we can actually record every step of the way until the property it's fully finished and delivered. That is what we call a turnkey. So we've showed a few. We're going to see exactly how it's done. Are you excited? Would you like to see the roof terrace of this property, which I forgot to bring into the first video that I did? Well, I think it's time to do that in the next video. In the meantime, stay safe, subscribe to the channel, press the little bell so you get to have a notification when the next video comes up, and stay safe, and don't forget to visit Salento.